be doing my eyebrows and makeup, not as a tutorial, but if anybody's watching my other videos, I have my best thoughts whenever I'm doing tedious tasks. Couple weeks, like a month and a half, maybe, on Latuda. I haven't been keeping track, unfortunately. And I mean, I'm much more stable than I once was. Only thing is now, once going off lithium, I ended up with lithium withdrawals. Just my whole life is withdrawals. The good news is it wasn't anything like the Tegretol withdrawals where I was just like slowly dying on the inside and outside. Psychological side effects of lithium withdrawals: anger, easy to frustration, lots of anxiety, a lot of anxiety, which have been difficult to deal with just because I walk around angry at, I want to say nothing, but it's like, anger is easy to justify itself because, like, you can drop something and the next thing you know, like, that just makes you angry. And that's why you're angry. Not the fact that you're going through lithium withdrawals and have been, like, frustrated and angry all day. It's like when you're going through depression or a low swing, you can be like, well, nothing's actively bothering me. Like, you can catch on, like, okay, this is a depressive mood swing. But when you're angry, it justifies itself. Especially with my dogs! Get off my damn shirt! Get off the laundry. Stupid Frenchie stare, like, what? But, can't really do that with anger, because you can find things to be angry about. With dogs, I couldn't, like, do anything besides, like, post on Facebook. Like, I couldn't browse my news feed, because now I know how, like, angry people feel. Because everything everyone said was really dumb and frustrated me, and everybody was stupid but me, and so that's luckily has lessened. I still get frustrated easily, but it's not like an angry level. I still kind of like snap, not at people, but like I just kind of like snap, as in I go from like mildly frustrated like a 4 to like a boom 9 out of nowhere, and it usually like takes at least like about 5 to 10 minutes to kind of come down from that level. Just very, very irritating, because when I'm angry or frustrated, I can't get anything done. Like, I can't think clearly. I'm just mad. Like, I just want to, I don't know, break something. I don't want to break, like, what I usually want to do is just grind my teeth until they're gone. Like, I have images of just grinding my teeth until it's like small rocks grinding on top of other small rocks. It's really gross to think about, but that's like how I handle it, because that's how I feel. Like, I just want to grind my fucking teeth until it's just bloody and there's nothing but dust and sand. It's a mess. But outside of that, which has actually been lessening, I also had my fucking period, which is a week of PMS, and bipolar PMS with all of this medication instability is just like a beast of its own. Like, most women have PMS, and they can have pretty bad PMS and hormone swings and mood swings. Well, take someone who already has those issues daily, and then times it by like 100, and that's a week, like a week of that, like 5 to 7 days. Like, that's how long like my moods will get upset. So it's hard to be going through that, and then the medication switch and lithium withdrawals, and being like, okay, when do I need to call the doctor because something's not right? And then when do I need to, like, chill out because it is just, like, PMS, and it's, like, and my period was, like, a week late, and I'm just, like, it's just so fucking much. But luckily, since then, I've been evening out and slowly getting away from the level and constant level of frustration. This morning, I feel much better than normal. I'd say frustration level is at a 3 to like 3.5, which is pretty damn good for what it's been. Like, at the worst, I was sitting at an 8 for like 3 days straight, and then it would just like spike to 10, like, quickly. But Latuda so far seems to be working out well. when it's good, it's good. And I've been trying to do all the research on the lithium. That's the problem with lithium withdrawals, is the effects are psychological. Tegretol withdrawals, the psychological effects were minimal. Lithium, going off of that, like, you have just, like, it's just a mess. This medication shit is a mess. And I knew it was going to be a mess. And it has been a mess before. But this is by far the biggest mess I've ever been in as far as medication ever. And I've been on other mood stabilizers and stuff previously in life when I was younger. But I wasn't diagnosed, like, as bipolar. They were just like, she's crazy. Let's give her pills. And it turns out pills made me crazier. Everybody has a story like this. If you're bipolar, you have a story of, yeah, when I was younger, or depressed. Like, so many people have a story of, when I was younger, they put me on these 10 things, and it went fucking terribly. And a lot of people get turned off to medication because of that, which makes sense. Some people can handle it without medication. Some people can't. Some people's psychological disorders are on the scale of, will probably always need chemical intervention. And I'm totally cool with that. Because as long as I feel good and functional, like, that's just the way it is. I don't mind waking up taking pills. I especially don't mind Latuda, because the only side effects are I get drowsy at night. One of the things I forgot to mention is, after I take it, as I'm getting drowsy, it also gives you anxiety. So I'm like, I have a freak out every evening. Before I take the I always have, like, around, like, 6 o'clock every night for years. Like, almost indefinitely. I start, like, panicking. There's no real purpose why. It's like, just as the day goes on, I just start, I don't know, getting fidgety and panicky. Which I found ways around that. A lot of times the sleeping medications help because I take those early enough that by the time the panic usually escalates really bad, I'm falling asleep. But then, excuse me, the Latuda gives me anxiety, so that time of the night where I start, like, freaking out for no reason now is twice as bad, because I'm having, like, somewhat of a panic attack while I'm, like, nervously freaking out for no... I'm like a 2-year-old. Like, I don't want to go to bed! I don't want to go to bed! No! Like, throwing a fit. Strangely enough, what has helped is my new dog, Annie, the half Frenchie. After dinner every night, she wants to wrestle. She wants to wrestle me. It's just, like, this thing she demands. And so it's become our routine, is for a good, like, 10, 15 minutes, her and I will just, like, wrestle around. She really just jumps up and I block her with my arms like this, but it's the greatest fucking thing in the world. She actually wants to eat dinner, specifically get to the wrestling match. And then after the wrestling match, this is really funny. This is how I cope with bipolar disorder, guys. I wrestle with a dog, and then I bathe her. So I give her a bath, and sometimes the Dovahkiin, my pit bull, gets a bath too. She's kind of iffy about baths. She's more interested in the treats that come along with the bath than, like, the bath. And Annie's kind of like 60-40. 60% of she's enjoying it. 40% of her is like, I don't know if I'm really into this whole, like, shampoo, pouring water over me thing. I like being in the water. I like playing in the water. I like the treats. But sometimes this shampoo thing, Mom, like, just kind of turns me off to it. But I give her a bath, and we play little games in the bath. Like, I take treats, and I line them, like, intermittently all over the bathtub ring, or shelves, or whatever the fuck it is. And she has to wait. She can't touch any of them. And I take my sweet fucking time, put them around, and then I make her wait some more, and I tell her go. And she, like, little Pac-Man, like, do around the whole thing. So, I mean, that takes up, like, an hour just dicking around with the 2 dogs. But, trying to keep them entertained in a bath is pretty much helped a lot, because it keeps me focused. I'm still kind of, like, panicky on the inside, but I'm not really able to act out or focus on it, because, like, I have to make sure my dog doesn't, like, jump at the treats or jump out of the bathtub. It keeps me engaged. So the dogs have been helping a lot, directly and indirectly. They're jerks if it, like, some people have dogs, like, oh, they know it'll feel good, and they come up and cuddle next to me, and they just soothe. I don't have those kinds of dogs. I don't know what happened, why I have 3 psychologically bombed out creatures running around on my floor, but, like, if I'm, like, depressed, they're just, like, So I notice it's above 45 degrees outside and a little bit afternoon. So how about that park? Because this seems like perfect park time. I don't know what you're still doing in bed. I don't know what this whole like depression is, but I have needs. Even though we already went to the park today and I've had breakfast and you made me like fresh scrambled eggs, I'm bored. I'm tired, but I'm bored. So go do something for me. That's the kind of dogs I have. And so my brain, I'm like, fuck, I have to do something to keep them entertained or get their energy out or whatever. So that inadvertently, even though I'm mad at them for existing, I'm getting out of bed to do something. Even I'm getting out of bed to like fill a Kong with toys and just like give it to him and like go away. That gets me into the kitchen realizing I should do my dishes from last night. And so like it gets the ball rolling. And every day I bring him to the park. I'm able to walk all 3 of them at once now, which is terrible. Especially going through all the frustration I am. Like, that's my #1 trigger, but I don't have 4 hours a day to walk dogs. So I've been walking all 3 of them, and we go to Bryan Park for like an hour and a half to like 2.5 hours every day. That's the beginning of my day. So that way, regardless of the weather, I'm outside, I'm in the sunlight, even though it's winter and gross and I hate it, like, the dogs are forcing me to do things that I would normally have a hard time forcing myself to do that are part of managing bipolar disorder and moods and symptoms and stuff. So that's why, like, when I have a doggy wish list and stuff like that, it's because, like, they're not just like, I love my dogs and they're so precious to me. I'm sure they are somewhere underneath, but they're fucking assholes. I love them, but they're assholes. But keeping a tight schedule for them and getting outside with them, and like I can't get stuck in my own head because an hour into like some sort of mental like runaway negativity thoughts, my little one comes up, she's like, I have to go outside and pee, but I'm not really gonna pee until like 10 minutes into it, but I'm gonna sniff around a lot and you're gonna get mad, but let's go do that. And so I'm outside frustrated, like, I've taught you why we go outside, it's for the bathroom, and I don't want to be out here in 25-degree weather while you sniff around the same piece of grass that you have for 10 fucking days in a row. But the thing is, I'm outside and I'm frustrated or thinking about things that are in front of me, and I'm not stuck inside, stuck in my own head. So the dogs help a lot, inadvertently. Like, I don't have the nanny dogs where they're just like, Mom, anything for you. My dogs are like, Mom, anything for me. But it works out. Latuda's doing good. I really hope the frustration goes away. Seasonal depression has definitely hit. I'll make another video about that because I'm trying to keep these under 4 hours long since that's my MO. But seasonal depression's definitely kicked in. It's harsh. Not as bad as it usually is. Like, I'm able to get up and move around, but I think the frustration more so, anything like that going off lithium, has been the biggest issue. Speaking of dogs, I'm gonna go bring mine to the park. Yay.